Good evening. My name is Richard Dionne, and I've been asked to speak to the biodiversity and conservation value of the land surrounding the proposed Clear River Energy Center. So one of the three responsibilities of the Energy Facility Siting Board, EFSB, is to determine if a power plant will cause unacceptable harm to the environment. Keep that term in mind and focus on these graphics that we have down here. In July of 2018, a press conference entitled "A Walk in the Woods, A Forest in Jeopardy" was held at Pulaski State Park in the northwest corner of the state on land that is contiguous to the site of this proposed power plant. Environmental and tourism groups from around the state were invited to attend and contribute statements. Here are some brief excerpts from this event from Rhode Island Audubon Society. The site where the Invenergy plant will be located is within a critical wildlife corridor. The power plant will disrupt the integrity of the corridor, and light pollution from the plant will disturb bird migrations. The Nature Conservancy of Rhode Island says, "Our analysis of wildlife corridors of the eastern United States shows that the plant is proposed to be built right on top of an essential pinch point for habitat connectivity." Save the Bay says, "The construction and operation of the plant would cause permanent damage and pose unacceptable risks to Narragansett Bay watershed. Rhode Island must not sacrifice these scarce, undeveloped areas that are so critical to a healthy Narragansett Bay, which is the heart of our state and beloved by residents and visitors alike." The Blackstone Valley Tourism Council says, "Burrillville is the place in Blackstone Valley where peace and tranquility can be found sitting on a rock next to a pond, walking down a wooded trail, or paddling across Walnut Lake. We need to protect this place. Tourism in Rhode Island from Burrillville to Westerly draws thousands of visitors, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars each year in the Blackstone Valley. Putting this in jeopardy is just not smart." So the final hearings on the Clear River Energy application in front of the EFSB has recently concluded. And the area of concern for most of the state's conservation-minded groups and individuals finally got attention. It's been lacking since this process began almost 4 years ago. Also keep in mind that this 1,000 megawatt proposed plant, the largest in New England, never received the benefit of an environmental impact study. A miscarriage of environmental and social justice if there ever was one. So from these hearings we heard professional testimony from the following experts. Anthony Zember, an ecological scientist, says, "I've rarely come across a site that has this many species of concern on it. As a site for a power plant is probably one of the worst uses I could think of. Any industrial or commercial use at this location would obliterate this habitat that is abominable, in my opinion." Scott Cummings, Associate Director of the Nature Conservancy of Rhode Island, said, "This is the best example left of this kind of habitat between Boston and Washington, D.C. Invenergy's proposal for a new power plant at this pivotal junction would irreversibly disrupt one of the region's healthiest ecosystems. Building a power plant on this site selected by Invenergy would have a severe negative impact on what Rhode Island conservation community has long known is a regionally important habitat corridor, and in doing so, cause unacceptable harm to the environment." And when EFSB Chairwoman Meg Curran asked as a final question if the energy power plant represented an unacceptable harm to the environment, Rhode Island's DEM Deputy Director of Fish and Wildlife, Jay Ostenkowski, said, "I would view it as unacceptable harm because I believe that avoidance is an option. The detriment to the continuity of that habitat and the species that rely on the continuity to me is avoidable, and as a result, I think it's unacceptable. I certainly hope that those three individuals who are empowered with making a decision were listening. Thank you very much. We certainly object.